This copyrighted telecast may not be reproduced, retransmitted, or used in any form without the authorized written consent of NASCAR Broadcasting. NASCAR would like to thank all of our loyal fans for your continued support, and we hope you enjoyed today's broadcast.
Back at Lowe's Motor Speedway, looking down from the Goodyear blimp, and if you see high in the corner, there it is. Reed Sorensen has just hit the wall and brought the caution out for the second time in this race. What has been
gauges here. Make sure you got oil pressure, water, don't blow it up.
It's been a very difficult Busch Series season for Reed Sorensen so far, and that is not a picture of a season getting any better.
No, absolutely not. I mean, we're watching these.
Momentum, that's the biggest thing. As we see Reed Sorensen get into the corner here, he was about middle of the racetrack and trying to carry that speed. And all it takes is just a split second that you lose grip, whether it's the front or the back, and it looks like obviously there Reed lost the back. Those tires will start chattering, and your
dad, Dale Earnhardt Sr., were very close. In fact, you helped Dale Sr. buy his first asphalt car to help him get off the dirt, and I'll ask you in just a moment here about...
All right, just stay there.
Okay.
Just stay there.
Spin here on the track.
Yeah, I think that's Carl Edwards.
That is our points leader, Carl Edwards, bringing out caution number 3 here.
And this will be a break for Kurt Busch. I believe he was in line to...
Kevin Harvick had just got lapped. Kurt
Oh, he had,
was trying
okay.
to battle for that,
Yeah.
but Kevin Harvick just gone a lap down.
For your tires, he just comes off the corner.
Well, that thing just jumped sideways there pretty early on exit. It looks like it, well, we know the left rear tire was up, but it still is, but...
And we welcome you back. Beautiful aerial shots high above Lowe's Motor Speedway, this gorgeous 2,000-acre complex. And you can tell, yes, we are under caution once again for the 4th time tonight. Yellow coming out on lap 129 when our leading Rookie of the Year candidate, that guy right there, David Reagan, had trouble with his Ford and spun it around over in the turn. Take a look.
Just went in there high, Jerry, and it came out from under him. Looked like the rear broke loose and just couldn't get it back then under control.
Yeah, that's the problem with these things. Might have had a set that he started the race on, he qualified on, and he really liked that set. They left it on there, and then when they put their next set of tires on there, that's when they seem to have had their problems, even though the pit road lug nuts was what really got him behind, but his car hasn't driven well since then. So it's apparently, as we see Jimmy Johnson losing
48 crash.
And Johnson's car
Two guys.
spins it 2 360s, make it 3. And we'll bring out the caution for the 5th
Looks
time.
like we hit now. The
I'll tell you what.
This is coming to 1, Jimmy.
This guy can spin a race car out better than anybody I have ever seen. He can spin it out and not hit anything better than anybody I've ever seen.
Take a look again at Jimmy Johnson. He thought he had it saved, but he just crossed up on it.
Yeah, you heard him say that he'd got up there on the higher side with the 9 car, so he was just experimenting there again, seeing if he could make his car go a little bit faster at that time. But this is, again, just a masterful job of keeping that car off the wall. I can't tell you how difficult that is and getting it righted and not hitting anything.
Boy, George.
There he goes. Clear. Coming out there by 17. Clear again. Right behind you. Hold on. Coming all up in the middle. I know.
And here is Juan Pablo Montoya's 42 car. He was being shown as one of the last cars on the lead lap, and obviously he is slowing down. Has got some damage. And here's car spinning wildly. Kurt Busch comes sideways, comes to the grass. Mike Bliss spins around the Dodge.
10-4.
And just that quickly, we've got yellow for the 6th time tonight.
Yeah, Jimmy Johnson's spun also trying to avoid that.
With lug nuts early on, but here's what happened just a moment ago to bring out the caution. Top of your screen.
Looks like the car just got out from under him. Same thing we saw earlier with the 6 car of David Reagan. The car just spun out.
44 car, Mike Bliss spinning. You saw that the 48 car, also Jimmy Johnson spinning around. He spun around, got back on the racetrack, did not lose a lap, but not so lucky for Kurt Busch as you
Caution on the racetrack, so we got a whole new race getting ready to brew up right here.
Inside. You okay?
Well, that's some hard impact we see there on the 14 car.
All right, bud.
Got significant damage. He's still driving the car, though. He's still got somewhat of control, keeping it out of the way.
Yeah, Kyle Krisiloff,
Hold it up there for a second.
who had that great run at Talladega last month. Getting a top 5 finish, has hit it pretty hard with the right front of his Ford.
A lot of grip. These guys are going for it.
Kane and Mears have not won this year. They are being chased by Clint Boyer, who is a two-time winner, Matt Kenseth, a two-time winner, and Jeff Burton, a two-time winner. So the front two know they've got to get it done and maybe settle it between the two of them. But Casey Kane, DJ, is just setting sail.
Yeah, he really is. And as I look at the monitor, he's about a tenth of a second faster than anybody else there. And that's the second place car. And these other guys just don't seem to have anything for him. He's got his car out there. It likes that clean air. And obviously this young man knows the way around this speedway.
Yeah, and he's hungry too. We were talking about how hungry Casey Mears is. Casey Kane's plenty hungry too now. And he had a great restart. He's shown he wants to win this thing bad.
Guys, these two guys, Casey Kane and Casey Mears, their careers began in open wheel competition. One turn, and they could be waiting to run the Indianapolis 500 tomorrow, which you'll be able to see on ABC at 12 noon. But instead, they came stock car racing, and tonight they're at Lowe's Motor Speedway, hoping to be able to battle between the two of them to get a victory here, the first win of 2007.
Yeah, I hope they're happy with their decision because our sport's better off with those guys being here. They've a lot of talent and really good personalities, and they're the kind of drivers and personalities that we need in this sport.
I tell you, this looks like the Casey Kane of old right here. He's just picking them up and putting them down.
You know, and I know he's pretty excited about his Cup car tomorrow, and his teammate, Elliott Sadler, who starts right up front in third and was fast in practice today. So I think Ray's probably right that they're getting this thing turned around. Sometimes when you have new things, you know, it only takes a little bit, and then you got that new nose on that Charger, and it just threw them off for a few races.
Yeah, it's hard to believe you could change one small thing like the nose on the car and make that much difference. But that's just how competitive this business is, I'll tell you. If you're not right on top of it, you can slip away from you in a hurry.
Well, the worst start of a Lowe's NASCAR Busch Series winner was 33rd in history of this race. That was Harry Gant back in October of 1991. Casey King started 32nd tonight.
Yeah, he's done a great job in working his way up through. And there's a guy running 11th that we haven't talked much about. We see a battle here with Jeff Burton trying to get around Matt Kenseth. But Stephen Light, we've been talking here in the booth, has done a terrific job all night as we see Burton go around the outside there to take over the fourth spot from Matt Kenseth. But Stephen Light has just done a terrific job. He got messed up a minute ago. He was running in the top 10, and on that restart where Robbie Gordon had his problem, Stephen got put in the wrong place. He's back in 11th right now, but he's done just a terrific job.
Yeah, he's run a heads-up race tonight for sure to stay on the lead lap.
Yeah, Robert Yates is very high on this young man. Just 20 years of age from Asheville, North Carolina, and he certainly has a very bright future ahead of him here in NASCAR stock car racing.
And we see now as Regan Smith goes around Matt Kenseth, looks like he may be having a little bit of problem. Maybe the set of tires didn't match his car exactly right here at the end either. And Jimmy Johnson now trying to take a spot away.
And the track's a lot different right now than it was early in the race when Matt was so dominant. And a lot of these guys didn't keep up with it good. And other guys, like we see Casey Kane, just hit it just right here at the end of the race.
You know, and you talk about the track being different, and it makes you as a driver have to drive the thing a little bit different. So when you start trying to do that, before whenever you had your spots figured out as to where you were backing off and getting back to the throttle, now that's changed because you're out of the throttle a lot less, and that may not be working with your car. But it obviously is not bothering Casey Kane whatsoever as he's pulled out to a little over 2-second lead.
Casey Kane.
Give me one more perfect lap.
White flag as Casey Kane comes by. 1.5 miles away from a checkered flag. He won a series high 6 NASCAR Nextel Cup victories a year ago, but his last win came right here at Lowe's Motor Speedway last October. He has yet to go to victory lane this year in Busch or Cup, but what a run by Casey Kane in the final lap coming out of turn 4. And he will come down and take the checkered flag, and Casey Kane is a winner at Lowe's Motor Speedway.
And how about
Everybody did a great job. Good job, Wolfie, Todd, everybody. Thank you very much. You guys are awesome.
How about Jimmy Johnson, wrecking twice, coming home 6th?
Casey Kane takes the victory. Casey Mears finishes second for the second time this year.
More of these ones.
There's a look at the crew down there.
Build some more of these cars.
Mike
Let the healing
Shipley
begin.
Mike Shipley and company have done a great job on pit road all year long. Mears, Boyer, Jeff Burton, Regan Smith in the top 5. And as you said, Jimmy Johnson finishes 6th despite those 2 spins. Better
Good job, guys. Finally got one. Way to go. Good job, Cole.
And let's hear from his happy car owner. Shannon?
This copyrighted telecast may not be reproduced, retransmitted, or used in any form without the authorized written consent of NASCAR Broadcasting. NASCAR would like to thank all of our loyal fans for your continued support, and we hope you enjoyed today's broadcast.
The following is a paid advertisement for The Magic Bullet, brought to you by Homeland Housewares.